In the early days of the Sony PlayStation, when we think sports games, we generally tend to think about games from Sony Computer Entertainment America themselves. NFL Game Day, NBA Shootout, NHL Face-Off, or some of the early EA sports games. And there weren't a lot of them, but we had PGA Tour 96, and we had NBA Live 96 as well. One player in the arcade game spectrum that nobody seems to remember is that Konami had a fairly large presence in sports games for the PlayStation early on. Perhaps its most well-known sports game is NBA In the Zone, which spawned a bevy of sequels moving through the 1990s. This is the first game. It's the long box version of the game. It does have the NBA players and NBA League seals of approval, their licenses. As you can see here, it is definitely arcade-oriented. It's loosely based on Konami's Run and Gun arcade series, which is also what NBA Give and Go for the Super Nintendo is based on. It looked great for 1995, and it still plays okay today, but it is definitely arcade style. It is not really a simulation kind of game, and that's okay, at least in my opinion. I think that arcade sports games are a lot more accessible and fun to play and easier to pick up. So In the Zone, NBA In the Zone is probably the biggest, or at least most well-known, of the Konami XXL or XXL sports series for the PlayStation. There's also a baseball game, too, endorsed by the Major League Baseball Players Association called Bottom of the Ninth, which, just like In the Zone was based on Give and Go in arcades, Bottom of the Ninth is based on the Bottom of the Ninth coin-op, the same name. Now, if you take a look at the back of the case here, the graphics are not that impressive. The players look like they came out of a fighting game called Balls, so they're a bunch of circles rather than polygons. It looks pretty rough. But again, in 1995 and early 96, this was still impressive and kind of cool to look at. And it came from Konami, a company that a lot of us trusted in terms of the quality of their games. There were other Bottom of the Ninth games as well, not only for the PlayStation, but also for the N64. We also had Goal Storm, which is a soccer game, and we had The Final Round, which I've opened up in an earlier installment of Unsealed, that is a golf game. So those are examples of Konami's XXL sports series, whether they're licensed or unlicensed. But one game in the series that a lot of people forget about or overlooked, including myself until recently, is a game that is based on football and carries not only the NFL license, but also the NFLPA license. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Konami did another football game? It's true. I have it here. It's also the winner of my latest Twitter poll on the Retro Referee Twitter page. It is NFL Full Contact. And as you can see, we do see the shield up there. And as you look on the back of the case, you not only see Team NFL, but also the NFLPA logo as well. So this is fully licensed. The NFL was fully on board. And again, back in 1995, the NFL was not stingy with its licenses. It was giving licenses to EA, it was giving licenses to Sony, it was giving licenses to Konami. Interplay had an NFL license for a little while. The NFL was not shy about granting licenses and appreciated the level of competition in the football video game arena. I have never played this game. I have only seen very brief video snippets of this game. So when we take a look at the instruction manual in the back of the case together, this is almost like finding out about a game for the first time, even though it's been almost 25 years. So that's what the back of the case looks like, and I apologize if it's a little rough shape. Again, it's been a long time since this game had come out. You do see what the graphics look like, and they're iffy. But again, we have to remember that this is very early in the PlayStation's lifespan, so programmers and developers were getting a sense of what the hardware could do. It doesn't look, based on what I'm seeing here, that there's a lot of 3D. It looks like there's some scaling and rotation, but the players aren't these polygonal or polygon-based players that we would see in NFL Game Day starting, I believe, in the 1998 sports year, or with Madden starting in the 99 sports year. So it says on the back of the case, you are on the field. We've incorporated new artificial intelligence, or AI for short, techniques to bring you the most realistic football game to date. Over 90 real NFL player behaviors, stuff like reading the defense, breaking for daylight, or psyching up your teammates, take place before, during, and after the plays. If that's too technical, try this. It kicks butt. Dramatic first-person perspective brings you the action in a whole new way. So well before 2K and Visual Concepts brought us first-person football, we had a first-person perspective here in this game. So that's pretty interesting that it came out so early. Over 1,500 NFL players with individual player ratings based on their actual stats. So again, that's that NFLPA licensing that I talked about. Motion capture animation brings you the truest representation of NFL players, and sound effects that'll knock your helmet off. There's also an option here, something about unique button combos for special oomph moves that let you blow by some lummox lineman or knock that wussy quarterback on his tail. You've never experienced football like this. I don't know about that. And this is so old that it's using the old K through A, kids through adults, ESRB rating rather than the E rating. So that gives you a sense of how long this game has been out there. I am a little concerned that this might be resealed. This might have been something that was returned or maybe just packed up and sold as new on Amazon. But nevertheless, I'm hoping it's in good shape. It's a game I've never played. So let's find out more about it together as we take the seal off of this game and see what is in store. I'm excited for this, even though my expectations are not high for this particular game. Konami, when it came to football games, didn't seem to have the same level of magic that they had with other sports. But again, we'll see. So we'll take the plastic off. Yeah, even this case doesn't feel like the right case. Oh well, we'll figure it out. So we'll take that off of there just like that. And when we open the case, well, we see the disc. And I'll turn it around so you can see it. And I've got to hold it because it looks like some of the pins are missing in there. But there is the disc in green. And you can also see the other Konami XXL sports games, the Final Round, International Track and Field, which I'd love to be able to open brand new. I just can't find any of those. Goal Storm, In the Zone, and the bottom of the ninth, like I showed you. So those are the Konami XXL games. When I take a look at the disc looks, it looks like it's been played, and it looks like it's been resurfaced. Can't see it by much, but I can definitely see some streaks around the outside. But again, that's okay, because I have not played the game before, so this is going to give me an opportunity to play it myself for the first time, which is something that I am very excited about doing. Let's go ahead and get the manual out, and the manual even looks like it's seen better days here. So another thing to kind of give me pause. I think this might have been from somebody's collection and they just resealed it. So when we open up the manual, it's all in black and white. So there's not a lot to see. It does show you the digital controller layout design in terms of what does what. It actually identifies just what the buttons are. L1, L2, R1, R2. That does absolutely no good. So there's an introduction here. NFL Contact is a no-holds-barred contest of speed, skill, and brute strength. To win, you've got to outthink and out-hustle the other guy. You can play against a friend or against a computer. Choose any team in the NFL and any opponent in the league. You get the 1995 roster for each team, so all your favorite superstars are here waiting for you to call the plays. This manual will tell you how to get the most out of every player on each down. Look for the offenses and defenses, the trick plays, and the old reliables. You'll find killer moves for both offense and defense that'll leave your opponent's jock straps all over the field. They do give you some instructions for first-person point of view and tether cam mode here on the side as well. I'll be interested to see how those play out. So you can zoom the camera, so there's a lot of camera angle stuff. Interesting. Let's see what else we have here. There's some information on basic offense, on how to do the kicking game. There is the warranty card here. Konami is offering a reward for your information. So when we go back to 1995 on this, date Full Contact was purchased, who purchased the game, how'd you hear about it, what type of video games do you like, what are your favorite video game magazines? By the way, there'll be more print from the past coming soon. Do you own any other game systems? We're talking Super Nintendo, Genesis. The Nomad gets some love here. The Game Boy, Game Gear, and Saturn. How many PlayStation games do you plan to purchase in the next 12 months? Oh, only if PlayStation games were as cheap then as they are now. And they're going up, by the way, in price. Who else in the family plays the game, and what are your favorite hobbies? So then we talk about special moves. Let's see if it says anything interesting. Whether you're on offense or defense, you've got an arsenal of special moves. These moves give you a chance to significantly alter the outcome of a play. Experiment with different button presses and combos to execute these awesome moves. So this is pretty interesting. Is that like a Mortal Kombat setup where you have to kind of press buttons in a row? I really don't know a lot about that. Instant replay, timeouts, continue, quit. Play calling, and it looks kind of like Madden if you look there. Not overly impressed with the play calling screen, but a lot of play calling screens used Madden as their basis. Offense plays 11 through 19 goal line, 21 through 29, so there are 99 offensive plays and 79 defensive plays, or 99 defensive plays. Jeez, that could take a while. Playoffs from the main menu to take your favorite team from a wildcard berth to Super Bowl glory. So it doesn't even look like we play through a full season in this game. That's interesting. And that's pretty much it. It looks like this game was developed by Robin Antonic Games. And the software works. Interesting stuff. So this was farmed out. This was done outside of Konami, but for Konami, who published the game. So it'll be interesting to see what this game is like. I will be posting to Twitter what my thoughts and opinions of the game are once I actually get a chance to play it. As I mentioned, it looks like this is a game that came from someone's collection. This isn't a new copy at all. But still, at least I own this in my library, and I'm certainly excited to play it. Whether it's any good or not, well, that remains to be seen. But again, you can check on Twitter later on to find out what I thought. In the meantime, my friends, thanks very much, by the way, to my Twitter account for giving me the amount of votes and giving me some direction on the game to open in this particular episode. There will be more episodes coming, including opening up a sealed copy of Downhill Domination for the PS2, which I'm really looking forward to doing because I want to check this out for sure, as well as some snowboarding games, a look at Madden after NFL 2K5, taking a look at the years between 06 and 09 and what went well and what didn't, and a lot more as we get into 2021. Thanks as always for watching, and until the next time, my friends, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll do it again real soon.